Hi everyone, we're going to carry on today using our algebra that we've been doing over the last couple of lessons. It's been really lovely to hear from you, so please keep emailing me with your notes and your exercises and the results that you get in questions. It's absolutely brilliant to hear from you, and thank you to those people who said that the videos have been really helpful. So here's another one. Today we're going to do a lesson called Simple Substitution 3, but actually we're not doing substitution. It is actually solving equations that we're going to do today, which is quite a difficult topic, but the way this is done hopefully explains it nice and easily. So I've got 8 examples on the page here, and if you want to, you can actually copy these examples into your book and do them with me. And the best way to do that would be to pause the video and then watch a bit, and then pause it and then watch a bit, and you can always rewind and watch it again if you need to, which is actually quite a useful feature of the video. Obviously you can't rewind me when I'm explaining something to you in lessons, right? So here we go. I'm going to start up here with this example, and so this is, I know it's not algebra, it's not a letter there, but there's a symbol. So what we're trying to say to ourselves is, if we look at this green rectangle, can we work out what the triangle needs to be? So can we work out what that symbol needs to be? And when I say what does it need to be, well, the sum has to work. So I've got a 6 plus my triangle on the left, and I need that to equal 10. So I'm just trying to think to myself, right, what value does this need to be so that the whole thing adds up to 10? And I reckon a lot of you probably have worked out already that the triangle needs to be 4. Because if you put a 4 in there, 6 plus 4 is 10. It makes it work. So that was the first one. Let's have a look at the second one, and I'm sure you'll get the hang of this really quickly. Again, if you want to pause the video, feel free. So number 2, I've got 8 minus my snowflake is equal to 6. So my question is, what does a snowflake need to be? And hopefully you guys will spot quite quickly that you need to take 2 away from 8 to get 6. So therefore my snowflake needs to be equal to 2. The third one is going to be this one here. We're just saving the ones on the right hand side for later. Hopefully you might see why I've left those. So number 3 is 15 divided by something is equal to 5. So 15 divided by something is equal to 5. And what is that something? Well, that something, that square, that needs to be 3, doesn't it? Because 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. So just trying to work out what is missing in the equation. Let's do the fourth one. Number 4 is a circle. So something times by 3 is equal to 12. So something times by 3 is equal to 12. Now I'm going to colour that in because it looks like a 0 otherwise, doesn't it? So something times by 3 is equal to 12. I think that something needs to be equal to 4. So those are the first 4 equations, but they've not got a letter in them. If you look at the ones on the right hand side, I know you might not be able to see that one, but I'll write it out properly in a minute. But if you look at these ones over here, you can see that they're using letters instead of symbols, but it really doesn't matter. So if we have a look at, let's go for this one next. I know I'm doing them in a funny order, but I'm doing them in the way that makes sense to me. So I've got 2 plus something is equal to 8. So we're just trying to say to ourselves, what value does n need to be to make that work? So 2 plus something is equal to 8, and therefore that, I think that something needs to be 6, doesn't it? Because 2 plus 6 is equal to 8. And the more of these you do, the quicker you'll be at spotting them. Let's do this one next. So we are going to write it out, and you can do a little curly X if you want to look posh. So I'm saying to myself, 10 subtract something is equal to 7. So I think that something needs to be 3. Moving on, let's do this one next, and then let's do this one last. So I've got 7, I've got 2b equals 10. So that is a bit hard, isn't it? But hopefully you can remember from previous last couple of lessons that 2b means 2 times b. So I'm just going to write it out like that first. So I'm saying to myself 2 times something is equal to 10. So what is that something? So 2 times what is equal to 10. And hopefully you spot that the what needs to be 5, because 2 times 5 is equal to 10. If it takes you a little bit longer than me to spot them, then that's absolutely fine. Some people will probably be even quicker than me. And then the last one is an A. Doesn't matter what letter you use, really doesn't matter. So you could use any letter you want. So something divided by 2 is equal to 10. So something divided by 2 is equal to 10. What is that something? That's quite a bit more difficult. I might write it like this to make life a bit easier. Something divided by 2 is equal to 10. Well, I think that something needs to be 20, because 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. So we have just solved our first ever equations, and there's 8 of them on the page. So you're just trying to think, what does the missing number need to be? That's it. So have a go at the little exercise that I set you and see how that goes.